My name is Barbara Vulso. I'm the mother of Leonardo, who is 5 years old and he has CDG 1A. We are Italians, but we live in Ireland. And it's a challenge by itself, just like that. So when Vanessa invited me to come here and speak to you, which is pretty, wow, overwhelming a little bit, but I'll be fine. She asked me to talk about the challenges and the choices that we make as parents. You know what I'm talking about. But so I was trying to find a name for it. And then I always define my son as a superhero because I'm a nerd and I read a lot of comics in my life. And I feel like I'm the mother of an X-Man because he's a mutant, like he has a mutation. So basically, my presentation is how difficult it can be to raise a superhero and being at one. Oh, wow. See, you can say I didn't do something here. Did I? And be a superhero sometimes. Not all the times, just sometimes. You tell me? Cool. And I'm going to start with, this is Leo at birth. Pretty handsome, still very handsome. I had a normal pregnancy. He was born breech, so we had C-section. And the first bit of diagnosis we got was that he had hypotonia. We didn't know anything about around 7 months. We realized it was something that wasn't quite in the right place. And that was the first bit of the investigation done. And the whole process started. And we were looking for an answer, basically. So what we can, what does he have? What's going on, like? So we managed, after 2 years, really, to get an MRI scan in Italy, because the waiting list in Ireland was like over 2 years just for that. So through friends and everything, we managed to go to Italy, to our hometown. There's a huge pediatric hospital, and we got the MRI scan done. And we were lucky to meet someone who had seen CDG before. So, he said, I'm really pretty sure that Professor Minetti, he said to us, I'm pretty sure that Leo has CDG. So he sent over the bloods and everything to Leuven, and after a few months we had the actual answer. So, hello, we have a diagnosis, it's CDG. What? That's the first thing we thought. And unfortunately, it's going to get better. Don't worry, it's not all so depressing, but the X, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Cool. That was our first thoughts. We were grieving. We were insane amount of questions in our head. We didn't know what to do. Is there a cure? What kind of future we're going to have? He's going to have. What can we do? We thought about moving back to Italy, if it would be easier in some way. But the main thing was that we felt that fear, frustration, powerless, and mainly isolation, because there was nobody else in Ireland with that. And none of the doctors we met in Ireland knew about this. So we were going to say, okay. And we met Google, which wasn't that helpful either. Well, it was a little bit, but But so just to be sure, what happened is that I personally cracked. And that's what happened. I had to crack to understand and to do better, to understand better the situation and to be able to cope a little bit more with it. So I divided our challenges in 3 big main, let's say, families. The first one was the thoughts we had. So it's all about our heads, and it was all about the future. So what can we do? What kind of future is going to have? And, all the questions that I am sure you all have been through. I know that I'm not saying something new to you. Also, we started to engage in this, okay, are we caregivers, therapists, what we have to do trainings. It was all about futures. I could not see anything in the now. I could only see things in 20 years' time, and which is insane. Completely insane. After that, we realized there was no emotional thing to go through. and that's the heart. And the reason why it's related to past is because it brings all the expectations and the dreams and the hopes and all the things that comes before. You know, that comes with, oh, I'm pregnant, oh, he's gonna be this, he's gonna do this, and that's normal, like, you know. And so that pressure, obviously, was at times a little bit unbearable. And we, again, the feeling of being isolated and the frustration of not knowing and not being able to reach out for help and for other experiences, really, always, but like, at times brought very high level of stress, obviously, in the family and in the way we were dealing with all of this. But then, you know, you kind of have to focus on the present. So what is that I can do? Which kind of priorities can I have, and which kind of choices we can make to help Leo now? So I personally started to, you know, think a little bit less about the future and think a bit more about, okay, what is that I can do now? What can I do with my hands? That means, how can I work in a way that I'm going to give Leo all the tools and the opportunities that are out there for him to do and to achieve whatever he can achieve now. One of the obviously important bit was to reach out for information and knowledge. And we got a diagnosis basically just a few months before the first work conference, which is, again, a pretty amazing thing, because I managed to go to Barcelona and being thrown into this word, first line, and, you know, and it was overwhelming, to be very honest with you, but I felt so much better afterwards, because I felt that I wasn't that powerless as I thought. There were so many things I could do, and there were so many people, actually, that I could talk to and I could share experiences to, which I found crucial in the choices that we made along the way. So I'll go through to it in a second. And again, this is the moment, as I was saying, this is the moment when I decided to be in the now and to work with the now, is the moment where I kind of said, future will be what it will be. The past, nothing much I can do about. And I started to have new hope for Leo. So here it is. When something goes wrong in your life, just yell plot twist. It's a bit like the attitude we have, like, and again, because I'm a nerd, A New Hope is also a Star Wars movie, but it's okay. But this is actually what happened. We started to have new dreams and new hope. Not that many expectations, but we were like, okay, you know, today is today, and we went from nothing to a kid that is able to say what he wants in a pretty clear way, and he knows what he wants, and he's amazing. And again, he's a little superhero, because the amount of energy and the amount of work that he puts in what he does is incredible. And every time I'm like, wow, I wish I had half of his energy. Like, so I'm lost. No, I'm kind of lost. The new hope, what brings? Brings new challenges, obviously, but different challenges. And again, this is about embracing a little bit of our inner superhero. I know Vanessa was saying we're not super women and everything. Sometimes we are. I think we are, to be honest with you. And so, first of the challenge, and also a bit of a goal that we have, is how can we help? Creating awareness. We all talk about this. We need to talk about this. I talk about my son to everyone, like a mom does, but also I talk about his condition, and I'm always more than happy to say to people, yeah, he has this, he works like this, you know, as much as I can. I'm a singer, so I'm not very far from being a medical expert, but I'm starting to be one. And also, you know, about your awareness and your advocacy is to give voice to our kids when at times they don't have one, which again is very important for the choices we make. Here's another one. Another challenge, obviously, is the knowledge and the connections. It's so important to, to go from a diagnosis, but to understand that, obviously, and to become an expert. Because you go there and, that's what happened to us. We had to go there. We had to talk to doctors that never heard of this, never. And I was like, okay, I can't even pronounce this, and I can't even say glycosylation, so I don't know how it's gonna go. But we managed. I managed to learn a bit more about this. I managed to be a little bit more scientific in my way of thinking, which was a great achievement. And also, with this comes a big challenge. So to learn what we need to keep an eye on, because Leo has a pretty, he's a pretty healthy situation. Like his health is pretty good, but I know there are so many things that we have to keep an eye on, and we have to monitor constantly to be sure that things are going in a certain way. And if things don't go in a certain way, then we know in time to do something about it. To get updates, again, very important things. There's so many things happening. I was saying to Vanessa, from Barcelona 2 years ago and now, so much happened in terms of updates and research and things. And so this is amazing. I'm going to move to the next one, hopefully. No? Yeah, happened. Going places. This is Leo on a bike. Leo can't walk, but he can ride a bike. Don't ask me how he does it, but that's what he does. And this is a challenge, but it's becoming more and more a reality in the sense that something that we can do, and is the connection between people. The last year passed through connecting to other families all over the world, and through the CDG family network on Facebook has been amazing, because the amount of information that I got to bring then to the consultant and to the therapist and everything from you guys sharing your experiences with us has been really amazing. So I want to take this opportunity to thank you for that. And please keep doing it. Please keep, every time you have a doubt or every time something happens and everything, please share it because it's so important for all of us. And how I'm doing with time, I don't know. Anyway, I'm probably running. Now, there is another challenge. It's a bit more complicated one. And this is one of the challenges that I had to go through with Leo. And it was about his identity. In the sense of, for a while, every time I was looking at Leo, I was seeing his disability. Now, this may sound awful, this may sound normal, I don't know, but that's what happened to me. I was looking at Leo, and all I could think was CDG. Oh, yeah, CDG. And then I realized that, no, CDG, it is an aspect, obviously, of his identity, and that's fine, But, as I was saying before, this kid, with this CDG and with his brown eyes and with all the other things that are part of his DNA, is making amazing things and making me see the world in an amazing way that I wasn't able to do before. So, and I read a lot, as you do. And I found this quote from this book is called Far From the Tree, which is pretty good. And I read this, and I said, that kind of fit. They kind of fit a lot with, how we feel and how was the way my vision of my son identity was changing. So I'm going to read it to you. Try. To look deep into your child's eyes and see in him both yourself and something utterly strange, and then to develop a zealous attachment to every aspect of him. It is to achieve parenthood's self-regarding, yet unselfish, abandon. It is astonishing how often such mutuality had been realized, how frequently parents who had supposed that they couldn't care for an exceptional child discover that they can. The parental predisposition to love prevails in the most harrowing of circumstances. There is more imagination in the world than one may think. And that imagination is what sometimes we need to get through the bad times and to be able to say, you know what, there is something out there. And he did so many amazing things up to now that I know there is a lot that he will do in the future. And I'm basically nearly finished. Before I finish, I'd like to introduce you to Leo, obviously, that he couldn't be here today. And the way I did it, because I'm a musician, you have to be kind with that, is I found a song that is Salisbury Hill by Peter Gabriel. And Peter Gabriel, this is a bit of digression, but stay with me. Stay with me for a sec. Peter Gabriel said about his song, this is the first song he wrote after leaving Genesis, and he said two things about his song. One is, it's about being prepared to lose what you have for what you may get, and it's about letting go. And the other thing he said, and it's not like a clever rhythm, just a bit odd. It'll be interesting to see how people dance to it. So before I introduce you to Leo and to this beautiful song, which is actually one of Leo's favorite songs, I just want to say that this is our story. We have new hopes, new dreams, and new expectations. Sometimes a little odd. You know, I know they're not that common, and that's fine. And all that we can say to ourselves to be able to go with it is, you know what? Let's keep with it and just dance. So I'm going to leave you with this. Thank you so much.
Climbing up on Salisbury Hill, I could see the city light. Wind was blowing, time stood still. Eagle flew out of the night. He was something to observe. Came in close, I heard a voice, standing, stretching every nerve. Had to listen, had no choice. I did not believe the information. I just had to trust imagination. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, I've come to take you home. Keeping silence, I resigned. My friends would think I was a nut, turning water into wine. Open doors would soon be shut. So I went from day to day, though my life was in a rut, till I thought of what I'd say, which connection I should cut. I was feeling part of the scenery. I walked right out of the machinery. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, I've come to take you home. Spin her net, I'm never where I wanna be, and liberty she pirouette when I think that I am free. Watch my empty silhouette, close their eyes but still conceive. No one taught them etiquette. I will show another me. Today I don't need a replacement. I tell them what the smile on my face meant. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Hey, I said, you can keep my things, they come to take me home.